G'day traders, welcome to wrap up of Friday the 15th of June. So we're approaching a fairly significant area or an interesting area on the daily charts. This green candle you can see here poking up, this is actually the start of Monday. I'm doing this after the weekend, but what we're looking at is Friday and doing a wrap up of Friday. So here's the Friday candle here. So what was happening is you can see the significant area 1330 sort of range, approaching that on this Friday. And what's going to happen if we could we're going to approach and either break through it or maybe get a bit of a bounce off it. This the type of area where if we all of a sudden do get a really solid push through, which on the Friday we didn't really get, but if we did get that, just expect a one directional day which is going to keep on pushing through, because once you break a significant area, they're the type of days where you just get one movement type of days. Apart from that, you'll get multiple directional days, buyers and sellers coming in at different stages, and that's most days. It's more than 8-9 times out of 10 you get multiple directional days. But if you get significant areas like the first day after a long trend, so a bounce day, or an area where we're breaking a significant resistance or support, they're the type of days that most times you can just head in one direction because it's also got that power to break and away it goes. A bit like when you're looking at a 1 minute chart. If it breaks a significant low or high point, normally then it's got the momentum just to keep going for a while. So we'll have a look at Friday. We didn't break it significantly. We did push up, and I'll show you soon, but not with any power. But here we are on Monday now, start of Monday, and we haven't got to the cash market yet. But what's happened is we've gapped open. The open's gapped above this support level, so all of a sudden we're sitting above it now. So maybe if this continues this way, expect Monday to be a day where we might head up. So here's Friday here. So you can see 1330, very significant. We've bounced. Eventually we've pushed through it, but with no sort of power. If it had done a little bit earlier, maybe we expect some bit more aggression, but it's never really pushed through it, even though it's just kind of moseyed on up through it here. It's not with any sort of conviction, and you can see it's you still consider this major level holding at this stage, but we were sitting and waiting for a major push through at some stage, but it never really come. Now looking at the 5 minute chart here, we've pushed up, we've popped back here, so this is a bit of a 5 minute moment, 5 minute fade. Looking for the market to hold and then push higher, which it's done, but with no sort of power. You can see the overall day there's no power. Whether that's the fact that it's the end of the week or whether it was just that a lot of traders really are concerned about this resistance area that we'll come out to, and they weren't really game to get into the market. So we've come up, made a bit of a high, popped right back. As we're coming down here, I wouldn't consider selling at this stage, even though at one stage here, if we might have got a bit of a fade to sell here as far as the setup. You can see that the moving average starting point down, but I'd be very careful in a tight range like this when there's no power. I'd really want this market to break a significant support level, which is down through here, so we never got there. So even when we're coming back here, still consider this a buying area. It has turned around, popped back up to the highs again. It's come back and eventually it's popped through and then had a little bit of a push up in the afternoon, but nothing with any sort of significance. And then you can see here it is here, basically opening after the weekend. Haven't got to the US Open yet, but as far as the Asian markets are concerned, Australasian markets are concerned, they've gapped up, and we're currently sitting above that support level. Just to show you on the 1 minute chart, not a lot of power points. This is this fade area which ended up holding quite well and bounced and pushed higher again, but just no real consecutive trends or anything there to really establish anything that's really tradable. And then in the afternoon, as we started to get through that 1330 level, that's when the market probably got its most momentum upside. And technically I guess you could look at that as a one directional day, but certainly without any power, and that came about because we were coming up and breaking through that support level, but not the break with any sort of significance that we sometimes see. But anyway, that's a wrap up for Friday. Not much to involve there, and we'll speak to you guys again Monday.